11 years since I first heard the painful whispers coming from the depths of my consciousness. 11 years since the accident. I barely remember what happened before that day. Probably, like any human being, I've forgotten most of the first 7 years of my life. But that fateful day is etched into my memory in every detail. Maybe it was the trauma that intentionally chained it to me. My mom was driving me home from football practice. Her blonde hair fell over the headrest of the seat. I sat in the back, and when she refused to stop for ice cream, I grabbed a strand of her hair and yanked as hard as I could. She cried out in pain, turned around to tell me off, and ran a red light. I will never forget the face of the young woman in the other car, her scream, her gaze staring into the back seat the moment her car slammed into us. My father was on the board of directors of the best hospital in town. He made sure we got the best care possible. The passengers in the other car, a young mother and her son, were not so lucky. I miraculously survived. The impact came right through my door, where I was sitting. I should have been crushed, but I wasn't unharmed. Shards of glass and metal disfigured my face, damaged my vocal cords and my eyes, so much so that I was diagnosed with legal blindness. Perhaps the loss of sight was even better. My face was unrecognizable. One day I did venture to put on my glasses and look in the mirror. What I saw made me weep. My parents found me in the bathroom screaming that I was a monster. A few days later, they announced that we were moving from the West Coast to the East Coast. They wanted to shield me from questions and ridicule at school. We left everything behind, including pictures of me before the accident. My parents said it was for my own good, so I wouldn't remember how I used to be. We started a new life. They tried not to talk about the accident and my injuries as if it never happened. Mom had been injured too, but she had learned to hide her scars under a layer of makeup. When asked about my injuries, their answers were short. Had an accident. He's just a normal boy. Let's not discuss it. Most of the time, I was grateful to them for that. But sometimes I wished they would at least talk to me, especially the night I first heard the voice. 6 months after moving in, I woke up in the middle of the night in my room. Without my glasses, I couldn't see the time on the clock. But I knew from the darkness and the chirping of crickets that it was well past midnight. I couldn't move. My body felt petrified. I tried to call out to my parents, but I couldn't hear my voice. Then I heard him. "Who are you?" A child's whisper, trembling with fear, sounded in my head. The voice seemed both foreign and familiar at the same time. "What?" I replied mentally, still unable to speak out loud. "You're not supposed to be here." He sounded as scared as I was, and then my left hand rose from the bed on its own. Fingers clenched into a fist, unclenched, as if trying to grab something in the air. "You're not supposed to be here," the voice shouted. Terrified, I shouted back, "Go away, leave me alone." And my hand fell to the bed. The paralysis let go. I jumped up and ran to my parents. Thanks to living in the dark, I was already used to navigating without sight. They reassured me, explaining that this sleep paralysis was normal, though frightening. My father advised, "If the voice comes back, tell it you're in charge." Since then, it came again and again. Each time I chased it away, but the fear would not go away. What if one day it took over? By the time I was 12, the voice had visited me 9 times. The phrases changed. "Unfair, go away, it's your fault, stolen." But it always came back. "You're not supposed to be here." My parents said it was just the effects of trauma. But at 15, I met Carl, my first friend who didn't mind my face. I told him about the voice. Carl came up with a new theory. The voice was the spirit of the boy from the accident. His soul had taken over my body, trying to regain control. We tried to contact him through the Ouija board, but but without success. The voice got angrier. The last time Carl slept over, he nearly strangled a friend. Carl became distant. The voice had taken my only friend. In desperation, I posted the story on paranormal forums. Yesterday, a reply came back. "I've been looking for you. It's not a spirit." Attached to the message were 2 photos, one of my family before the accident, the other of a woman with her 2 sons. Her face I recognized, the same mother from the other car. The younger son. He looked like me. I ran over to the mirror, putting on my glasses for the first time in 10 years. Beneath the scars was his face. A hellish pain shot through my head. Memories flashed before my eyes, but not mine. I saw the accident through his eyes. His mother tried to stop, but our car slammed into them. He woke up in the hospital, but his body was no longer his. My father arranged with the surgeon. They transplanted my brain into his body. I stole his life. At the end of the message was, "You killed my mother. You stole my brother's body. I will find you. Now I know the truth." The voice is him. The boy trapped in his own body. He hates me. He's waiting for the moment to take back control. I've broken my glasses. I don't want to see his face. But I can feel his rage building up somewhere in the back of his mind. He knows his brother is looking for him, and I don't know what to do.